Hello to all you geeks and degenerates out there, and welcome back to The Road to Pattinson. And today, as we've done last time, we did Batman Begins, and now it's The Dark Knight. And surprisingly, I got a lot of things to say about this movie because I was a really big fanboy about it.
You were? Like past tense?
I was a really big fanboy about it. Yeah, but
Christian Bale.
Hello! I was using a big word for him! Balsamic vinegar!
what the fuck?
What? It's only Sam got it because only someone, not chronically, but someone who's on TikTok would know. Anyway.
Yes. Hey, I'm on TikTok. But yeah, anyway, yeah, getting to this movie, what was your first experience? Did you guys see the trailer when it came out? Were you guys excited for this? Were you guys Batman fans before this came out?
What year did this come out again?
2008.
Yeah, then YouTube wasn't much of a thing.
Nah, it was like a 2-year-old thing.
Then I probably didn't see a lot of trailers for this movie, but I remember Batman Begins. I was like, this is gonna be a badass Batman. Like, I don't know how much I'm gonna like it. I wasn't that into Batman when I watched Dark Knight, but I was like, this is probably gonna be like a really cool Batman movie. So I was looking forward to that, but I didn't know it was gonna be The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to say, we're joined by Nina, Enzo, and Slurrp Media's Seb. So, hello guys.
Yeah.
How about you, Nina?
Oh my gosh. So if it came out in 08, I was also only 8 years old, so... my issue is that, like, I wasn't allowed, sorry. You know, being a kid, right, when it comes to, like, dark, scary things, I was very scared of, like, the Batman. Not the Batman, sorry, that's Robert Batman.
In regards to this Batman specifically, you wouldn't have been allowed to see it either way.
That's true. Yeah. So either way, I wasn't allowed to watch it. But where I heard about it most was when there was a lot of talk about. Whenever in my experience online, like I guess the Gen Zs or even like late millennials, so the in between people from that, this Batman, like the Dark Knight trilogy in general, was kind of a very distinct Batman. Like for a lot of us, it was our Batman, you know. Like for the way like Tobey Maguire was technically for a lot of people also our Spider-Man, you know, because at a certain age point, people were born the time Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man. So for a lot of people, I guess it was kind of our Batman. So I kind of said, oh cool. So when I got older, I still didn't really want to watch it because I thought it was a scary movie. I was very scared of a lot of things growing up.
About that,
I was like,
yeah,
I mean,
you're not wrong. It is.
It's true. I mean, the time that I actually watched it, and I don't know if this is like heresy for Hyena, and she's gone.
Cameo by Ina.
I don't know if this is a controversial thing to say, but I only felt comfortable watching it like last year. So if I'm 22, I was 21 then. Because
it's fine.
Yeah, because like the thing is that for a while I was just kind of like, I don't know, I'm not really into the whole superhero. Like sure, Marvel was cool, but I didn't really get into any superhero things until since I got into college. So I wasn't really interested, and I decided, you know what, one day I said, I'm just gonna watch the whole Dark Knight trilogy in one go. And I did! And then I watched this. I didn't make it for Batman Begins. And I still got very confused by the naming conventions. I'm very annoyed by naming conventions sometimes because I'm like, okay, so you have Batman Begins, but then it's Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises. I'm like, why do we have two names? But, you know, it's just like that. And I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's really my story with Batman.
Begins 2, Batman Begins 3.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, at that point,
honestly.
I mean, that should have been the title for Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The entire trilogy.
Oh god, I feel. Oh my god, it's hard sometimes with these things because I tell myself I get confused because when I was asking like, guys, what's the second movie, and it's like it's Dark Knight, Nina, and I went, it's not Dark Knight Rises. Wait, what?
I mean, at that point, you just go with the weird.
That makes sense.
It's the one with the guy from American Psycho.
Yeah.
How
How about you, Enzo?
I didn't get to watch this movie because my mom was petrified of Heath Ledger. It's like, if
Wait.
she's petrified, then I guess I'm not watching it.
Wait, what do you mean?
She's just generally petrified of Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
Joker.
just like Heath Ledger
His
as
Joker.
a
No,
person?
his Joker. His Joker.
Oh,
I'm like, she's petrified of that Heath Ledger?
But yeah, I watched this a week after I watched The Avengers, and I thought The Avengers 2012 was the most amazing thing. And I'm like, there's nothing that can beat this. And then I put the disc in because, funny enough, my Lola was watching it. I'm like, I've never seen this movie.
Lola, cute.
But you're like family.
why is everyone from your family cooler than you? Enzo?
Yeah.
It's
No,
like, want to
no.
watch Batman with me? Like, sure, I haven't seen this before. And then like, for those 2.5 hours, I'm just glued to the screen like, oh
Dude,
fuck,
you-
this is pretty good.
Dude, I want to
Yeah.
invite your parents to a drinking session. Just like
just to see how it
your
goes.
mom's the one who's into like the
Anime.
Anime.
into like the Demon Slayer and stuff, right?
Yeah.
She also watches AOT, by the way.
Oh, dude, mom's so cool.
Okay.
We just arrange a hangout with Enzo.
I used to like go with Enzo on the way home. I would talk to
Enzo's
his
not
mom
there,
and we
it's
would
the
shit on
mom.
Enzo.
No! No! Oh my
so
god.
I love you,
So
Enzo.
brutal.
That's how much we love you. Though,
Uh,
but
but
yeah,
yeah.
anything else?
Amazing. I like you have a lot to say now, but like back then, I'm like, wow, this is fucking amazing. And there's some stuff that does hold up pretty well, but there's some that's like, huh? But yeah, go on.
Yeah, we'll get to those. But for me, I wasn't able to watch like any trailers for this movie or watch it in theaters when it came out. Like, I wasn't much of a Batman fan at that time. Until I kept seeing this fucking bank scene in every electronics
Right,
store.
right.
Bank scene?
The opening
bank scene,
bank
like
scene.
this. Yeah,
robbery scene.
is
Oh yeah, I was like the bank scene. What?
you know how your mom's like picking out the refrigerator? I'm just like,
Oh yeah, because you watch it on the TVs as an
Yeah.
for them to show the quality of the movie, right?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's no sound or anything. I was like,
For the longest time, it's The Dark Knight.
You've watched The Dark Knight more times in a Benson than you have in your own home.
he's not wrong. He is not wrong.
Automatic
Every time-
send.
Where did you first watch The Dark Knight? I just like watched it on mute in like the SM appliance store.
If anybody wants to send us a free TV to each of us, that would be great.
Panasonic, baka naman.
Panasonic, wala. I want a new TV. No, just I just
Same
want
here.
a TV. Same.
But yeah, like that was my first introduction. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this movie out. Panasonic likes it. I'm gonna try it.
Speaking of which, we're sponsored by. I'm kidding. No.
No, honestly, like I don't know. That's the funniest thing to me. It's just like, you know where this is from, but I'd like to watch it. You know, I like how none of us here knew about the Dark Knight through traditional marketing. It was through really random things going on, or at least maybe word of mouth.
Yeah, well, for me, it's like, what's my Lola watching? Hey, it's Batman. All right.
Well, yeah, like this was like my first Bale movie. My first Bale movie.
Was it? Huh?
Like the one that I'm
Interesting.
like it's very coherent in my head. Like, oh yeah, I remember
It would
Christian
be
Bale.
kind of weird as a person within your age bracket, Nina, if his first Christian Bale movie was like American Psycho.
Psycho,
Right.
yeah.
Actually,
I wasn't expecting that.
you know what? I think studying films has fucked me up a little bit because that is my expectation. I'm not thinking of anyone specific, but you know, like the joke of some people who are like film students, they're like, "Oh, my first Christian Bale movie was American Psycho," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!" I was
this is
8 years old.
It's like an insane video. Everyone's just like, "Oh my god, you're not into Wes Anderson."
You're not into. How don't you know about this small director, Quentin Tarantino? Shut up! I was 14 when I found out about great movies. Shut up! No, get out. Anyway, yeah, no, it makes sense.
To Joe Moore's point, I think my first Christian Bale movie was Public Enemies with Johnny Depp and him.
That's not bad.
Technically, I think like a Christian Bale movie that everyone would forget is a Christian Bale movie is Empire of the Sun, I think is what it's called.
Where he was
Empire
like,
of the
he was
Sun.
like the Japanese kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like
was a rough
little
scene.
Christian Bale.
No, you want to know my first Christian Bale movie? House moving castle.
Right.
I thought you were going to say
He
Pocahontas.
did over it.
Right, you did that.
Yeah, he was in it. Yeah, he was in the howl. Anyway, funny joke. Funny joke.
I thought
Anyway,
you were
continue
supposed to say
on.
Pocahontas. I'm like, you're not wrong there.
That's true also.
Actually, that's not wrong.
Yeah,
That is not wrong.
Yeah, he's Little John. Because the main Western dude is Mel Gibson, and then the guy who's always with him is Christian Bale.
Yeah, the redhead guy.
Yeah.
No, look at Cersei!
But anyway, moving on.
You'd be surprised. Christian Bale is surprisingly good at voice acting. I mean,
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that. Man has amazing voice.
I mean-
except for this.
Yeah. But yeah,
We're
go
not
on.
on backup.
anyway, let's talk about the movie and not just our experience with
Yeah.
random Christian Bale movies we didn't know were Christian Bale movies.
Yeah. We're pretty much like, what, 15 minutes in?
Yeah, we are.
With the start of this stylized Gotham City, they don't have the tram anymore. Yeah, it blew up, but they didn't fix it. The stylized Wayne building as well. A lot of things went straight up to realistic. Like, not gonna lie, I do like it. It appealed to me at the time. But then after seeing Batman Begins later on, I was like, I wish they kind of kept the characteristics of this unique kind of Gotham. What were you guys' thoughts on that? Like them going more in a, realistic route, like it's just Chicago now instead of Gotham City.
I mean, wasn't Gotham always based
Chicago,
on
yeah.
Chicago?
Yes.
Like, I
Yeah,
get
but
what you
it's
mean.
not Chicago.
But it's not
It's,
Chicago.
it's
though.
not Chicago, dude. No, it's not Chicago, dude.
Oh, it's not?
I googled it,
New
right?
York?
Yeah. Does anybody know College Humor?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys know the show Actually?
No.
No.
Okay, so there's a show on College Humor called Actually. Actually is basically a game show where the host gives a wrong statement and you're supposed to say actually and then correct it. So it's basically true or false and then say why if false, why so.
You're pretty much the fedora guy.
Yeah, you're a fedora guy, exactly. Turns out, and I googled this myself as well just now, and I can screenshot it to send to Enzo to put up on the screen right now. Gotham is not set in Chicago. That's actually another city. I think that's Billy Batson's city. Yeah, it's Billy Batson's city. I don't know what it's called though. Gotham is in New Jersey.
Noisy.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey, and I can and will show it to you.
Alright.
I
A bunch of dudes in bad times.
No,
Welcome to the Jersey Shore, Batman.
You ain't a real Guido unless you do that GTL Gym Tan laundry all day, every day.
and I think if I'm correct, Central City is
Snooki's the new Harley Quinn.
those
Oh god.
funny, haha.
Sorry.
That would make sense for her accent though, kind
Is
of.
it Seattle?
No, it's not Seattle. It's like Central City is Flash or Superman's.
Flash.
Central is Flash.
Oh, Flash.
No,
No,
Superman's
actually, Superman's not New York. Superman's Missouri.
Really now?
Yeah, but what is Superman City? He was from
Metropolis
Kansas
is-
and then Metropolis. Metropolis is
Missouri?
Missouri. Yeah,
That's
so
surprising.
someone made the joke. So he went from Kansas to Missouri. So it's just as bad as we thought.
That's strange.
And
I
again,
thought-
and that all came from that show. That's what. But yes, Gotham is supposedly set in the state of New Jersey.
Fun fact.
that's strange. I always thought Metropolis was New York. Never mind.
Weird
Yeah.
as shit. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and it would have made sense too if Metropolis is in New York and Gotham is at New Jersey. They're just right across from each other.
Oh no, I am wrong. Sorry, I have mixed it up.
You have-
Metropolis is in Illinois. So technically yes, Chicago.
Oh
okay.
wait. Anyway, but yeah, yeah.
Anyway, yes, Gotham is in New Jersey, guys. Good to know, right?
Yeah.
Gotham
Amazing.
isn't really much of a character as it is that I can say Batman Begins or even the Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, it kind of lost its style here and just went for the realistic and focused more on the characters,
Yeah.
which I don't mind. How about you guys? How about you, Sam?
I mean, it works for Nolan's shit. Nolan's Batman
Yes.
because Nolan's Batman was meant to be based on as much realism as they could possibly muster. But as a Batman fan, this is where it all fell apart for me. Like the Dark Knight trilogy fell apart as a Batman trilogy when they started making it all hyper realistic and just became the Nolan trilogy. Like people think that like comic books have to be hyper realistic and like have to be super grounded in order to work. But there are a lot of things about Batman that aren't realistic. Like realistically, we can only have Batman for like what 3 years, like alive. If
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
real.
Yeah.
So like that kind of takes the fun out of Batman away. But if you're trying to deliver a very specific type of story, this is fine. Nolan was delivering a very specific product and he did that well. But this was where I was like, it's a Nolan trilogy, it's a Nolan set of movies. And they're not Batman movies, and they ceased to go in the direction of it being Batman movies with The Dark Knight.
It's just a Nolan film with a Batman skin on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it because I feel like having watched a couple of his other films, right? I feel like it truly is a Christopher. You know, it's great. Christopher Nolan is I would say he's a really great director in my opinion. I really enjoy his movies and what he does for them, and he did. I think that's the thing about people forget about adaptations, especially is that you try to do your best to have the spirit of the. I think we talked about this in our adaptation video like last year or 2 years ago. Last year. Why did I say 2 years ago?
We started 2020. What?
I forget my timelines. But last year we talked about like, but like it's good to have the spirit of it, but you also have to have your own spin on it because what's the point of retelling a story that's been told over and over again the same way, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know it from like a Batman fan perspective, but in my opinion, as someone who generally just likes to watch movies and talk about them, I enjoyed it. I quite liked it. I didn't hate it, and I didn't really understand the characterization of Gotham because I didn't really dig deep into the whole Batman ethos. So I don't really have much to talk about that. Sorry, don't call on me, Jammer.
Yeah.
Don't call on me for that question, please.
It doesn't like deny the value of the movie. Like there's still great movies, but like in terms of an adaptation, technically bad. But like in
technically
terms of
bad.
a movie, really really good. The Dark Knight trilogy deserves all the accolades it gets and all the criticism it gets. But in terms of a Batman adaptation, the closest thing we've ever really had to it was like the only perfect one so far is the animated series. And the closest one in live action currently kind of is the Burton films. Like, Batman is like a grounded creature in a not grounded world. So Batman is only realistic by technicality because he's a human being, like facing off against like these things. But Batman's world is not grounded in realism. It is grounded in, for one, idealism, and second, like an absurd world, by an unrealistically, like, the trilogy told a great story. Using Batman as the tool.
Yeah.
I don't think this was a Batman story, but Batman was like the middleman between the message and the movie. But I don't think this movie was about Batman. I think it was about something very different. They just skinned it as Batman.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it. Because I don't know. I think also, I feel like there was at one point a trend when it came to movies where people just talked about, like, during the time that maybe the early 2000s to 2010, like early 2010s, we were all kind of like there was something about movies talking about why isn't realistic, and I feel like that this Christopher Nolan movie really kind of was one of those movies that said, yes. Hey, Jeremy, come by here! And I forgot. Anyway.
But, yeah,
No, but like, I don't know if you guys remember that kind of trend with movies.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we remember.
And just like Batman, she went away.
So that's how that.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
Damn it! You beat me to it. Nina, you good?
Sorry. My internet. Sorry. I don't know what happened.
You went away like, so that's how it feels like.
Where
There
it
was
feels
no
like
vibe,
that.
just like she's just gone.
Yeah, like
What do
Batman.
you mean?
You know how
No, that's a
you-
line in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah.
Catwoman just disappears and that, and I was just like, so that's what that feels like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It is like.
to Jomer's point.
No, what was the last thing I said? Did I finish my point at the very least? Are you?
So that's what it feels like.
Just so much.
You know, I don't want to cut that out. That's actually really funny.
It is. Since it happened twice.
And you don't have to cut that out. It's fine. Let my
It's
internet
really
be my
funny.
misery right now.
Yeah.
Did I finish my point at the very least? Did I finish my point?
About everyone making a trend out of like the association between superhero movies and hyperrealism.
Yes.
Yeah, then you asked us, so what do you guys thought of it?
Okay, thank you. Thank God I finished that sentence at least. Anyway, do you guys remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because, like, to all of your points, like, it at times feels like The Departed plus Batman. Because, like, I'm just watching
Hey,
a crime
yeah.
thriller about how people are trying to take down the mob, and there's this. And plus, a guy in a bat suit and a guy in clown makeup. That's the only, comic book
Yeah.
BS element.
Speaking of the dude in clown makeup, not gonna lie, as saturated as everybody made this Joker to be, this has to be the. We live in a society.
You live in a society.
This Joker was really fucking good. I would say one of the best in live action,
Yeah.
in live action movies.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you could say that Mark Hamill was the best Joker, but like, as live action, Heath Ledger really fucking, pulled all these guns out. and
He
made
put
it
his
amazing.
Joker into it.
Yeah, sure. And locked himself in a fucking hotel room.
You
Joker
say
scene.
you say Mark Hamill. I say, where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
It's my goddamn electric car, bro.
I agree. Alan, like, no, this is what I'll say about this, and this is like the strength of DC as compared to, let's say, the MCU. Like, because this isn't Batman as we know Batman. Like the DCEU, or like rather Warner Brothers and the DC stuff when it comes to movies. They were the first ones to really introduce a cinematic universe that felt like Elseworlds. Like, it doesn't feel like main canon, main line stuff. And it was never meant to be. Especially with the Dark Knight trilogy. And they were the first ones to do it well. Like, they have a problem with cohesion with their mainline stuff. But when it comes to their Elseworld stuff, like, you can't tell me that, like, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker isn't a great Joker movie. And you can't tell me that the Christian Bale Batman movies are not good, like, Elseworld Batman stories. It just means that, like, DC were the first guys to really take a product and be like, we're going to do something really fucking different with this product. And they made it what it was, and it was great. But I also say, like, Heath Ledger's technically not Joker. Like, he's incredibly unsustainable. He's too much of a maniac. Like, his actions were so final, were so dangerous, that, like, you can't see him existing past a couple of movies. Nor can you see Bale existing past 3. Like, if Heath Ledger lived through, and the original plans for Dark Knight Rises actually pulled through, like, this would actually be the end of that saga for these two characters. And for their
Either one of them
existence in
dies,
this
I don't know.
universe. Like, the
Yeah.
Joker and Batman were created to be sustainable, serialized characters. And these aren't sustainable, serialized characters. Like, the Joker is a terrorist, but he keeps a cycle going. Like, this Joker has a very specific message to deliver. And he's gonna do that as big and as grandiose as he can. But he's not, like, theatrical about it in the way that, like, the beat-ass Joker was. Like, you don't see this going on and on forever. You see it going on for a bit, and then one of them's gonna die or both of them's gonna die.
Yeah, it feels
I
like
feel like
it
that would
has.
have been the right ending. For
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, and the
Yeah, I feel like-
hyper-realism plays into that. Because, like, in real
Mhm.
life, it would be much bigger. And it would end a lot sooner than, let's say, Batman being 40 for 60 years. And Joker also being 40 for 60 years, you know?
Uh, But yeah, the first time I saw Heath Ledger's Joker, I was glued to the screen. Like, this is an incredible performance, and all the mannerisms about him is incredible. Like the fact that he keeps changing his origin story every time he goes, "Want to know how I got these scars?" And just the way he acts, it's just like I'm just glued to this character forever. Even all these years later, I'm like, this is the main reason why I watched The Dark Knight. If for nothing else, it's for Heath Ledger's performance.
I watch
Yeah.
it for that bus scene.
Yeah,
The bus
same
to the
here.
force
The one that
field.
doesn't hit that clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man gets pulled away before the
Uh-huh.
full contact. Hey, better that than an actual actor getting hit by a bus.
True. Where's my hyperrealism though?
Right?
Hyperrealism though.
I want full-on concussion.
Yes, I want this man to be hit by a real bus. Where's that happening in this movie? Like, Mean Girls did it better than that. Than fucking The Dark Knight. Like,
I feel like, so I had to Google the movie too. It was not 9 things, it's 10 things I hate about you. And that was my first what do you call
Or
this?
the Joker?
No, it was my first, what do you call that? My first like introduction to Heath Ledger was that movie, because I was on a binge of like romance movies and I just happened to see this one on Netflix and I was like, I'll give it a shot. And then I forgot that Heath Ledger was in it, and then I said, wait, is this the Heath Ledger that's also the Joker, like in that Dark Knight trilogy? Of course, before I watched it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no way! I was like, no way!
Yeah, it's very unrecognizable. Well, sorry.
Well, I don't. It's less about, because there's something about. Okay, so I have this thing with actors, right? I'm a very big fan of a lot of actors and their works. He's back into this Joker performance,
he lost his mind for it, so.
That's true.
Yeah, and he really did, and tragic as it was, like he really put a lot of work into it. It was great because rather than seeing again, haha, Heath Ledger from 10 Things I Hate About You or Brokeback Mountain, I saw him in this, and it felt like he really embodied the character. But again, to not a healthy degree is the issue. But
I wish I knew how to quit you.
No.
Smile on that face.
But you didn't want it! Go on.
Oh, that's not the first Gyllenhaal.
But yeah, I also go back for the movie, or I always like rewatch the interrogation scene between Joker and Batman, because that scene's just magic to me. Like, oh man, the chemistry between these two actors are
fuck,
great.
yeah.
And like the fact
I
that
mean-
Joker keeps on picking at him until he breaks Batman. It's like, oh, he's losing
Yeah.
it right now.
Would you expect like the amazing performance between Bale and Heath Ledger, both method actors, like god level fucking acting?
Yeah.
Like, this shit was beautiful. The entire interrogation scene.
Yeah, and it's like, who's
Like-
gonna give in first? And then Batman slams his head against the wall. I guess
Yeah,
Batman loses.
the whole chess match that they've been having
Yeah.
this entire movie.
And then
Yeah.
Batman just flips the chessboard. You're like, I guess you lose.
God damn it!
Yeah.
This to me is like the closest thing to a really good Long Halloween adaptation that we.
Wait, sorry, Halloween adaptation? Oh, sorry,
The
what?
Long
The Long
Long
Halloween.
Halloween.
Batman
How long
The
Halloween? I was like, oh, okay. I was like,
No,
was a
you
very-
you cut out on when you said
It was very grounded. In the Long Halloween, and you know Dark Knight is based off of because the Long Halloween is where you see the first like dynamic between the trio of the guy we haven't mentioned yet, Harvey Dent,
Yeah.
Jim Gordon, and Batman, stopping the Carmine Falcone crime family.
Yeah.
And someone else within that. And you see Batman not deal with like, someone more absurd like Bane or like
Shark or something like this.
yeah, let's he doesn't really deal with King Shark, but like Killer Croc or some shit, someone weird. Like you didn't have anyone like that. You had like
would you count Riddler as weird? Nah,
no,
naman,
Riddler's
no.
realistic. Like you
No.
could see Riddler existing. Like the Zodiac Killer was a thing. That's why
true,
like
that's true.
he's coming into this Batman with Battinson, but like you took away all the weird guys and just had him deal with organized crime. And you see this happening a lot too, because it is like the war between the families. You see the Russians. You see like the remains of Carmine's family. You see the one led by Michael J. White. Like I don't know what this one's called. But like his like you see all of these guys wondering what they're gonna do in a world with Batman, and they're about to take it all down. Then Joker comes in and kind of Red Hoods it. He kind of just muscles in and just goes like, I understand that you're like, you guys have your own brand of organized crime, but what about disorganized crime?
This guy.
And then he fucking just dismantles the entire system. And you see you see Harvey Dent bring down the infrastructure of organized crime within Gotham, then also balancing the wild card of Joker. Like we talk about like Joker here a lot because Heath Ledger's performance was amazing, but we also don't talk enough about the fact that like this was so fucking realistic of them to do in terms of like a Batman universe where you could like see them dealing with something Batman definitely would deal with, you know, dismantling organized crime. And the difficulties with that balanced out by an anarchist like Joker. Like they're trying to dismantle organized crime while Joker's trying to dismantle society. And it's a really difficult thing to balance. And in essence, it would have been really difficult to slip Two-Face into this without him feeling like it's too much that Two-Face is in this.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
What's his name again? The guy who played Harvey Dent?
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart was phenomenal as Harvey Dent. Like, as good as Harvey Dent as we can get. And him, I actually would say, would be pretty comic accurate as compared to the rest of them. Like, he's really comic accurate. An amazing lawyer.
Yeah.
One who was, you know, driven insane because of this fight that he chose to have with organized crime in his city. And you get to see Jim, Batman, suffer from the consequences of trying to do the right thing. And at any cost. That cost at the end being Harvey. And that slow descent into madness of Harvey is eventually what fucks him up. Like it's eventually what brings him to a point of no return. To break down Harvey along with the rest of Gotham is just a really good plan. Even though he claims it wasn't a plan, like you guys remember the hospital scene?
Yeah.
Like we're kind of skipping to like the third act here, but
That's
like where he's like having Harvey point the gun at his head, right? And he's like, you have a choice. You can fucking kill me, or you can just choose to like, you know, get your own piece of revenge. But a little detail that people don't notice, I don't know if this is in script or not, is that he had his hands blocking the hammer. So even if Harvey tried to pull the trigger, he wouldn't be able to. So he gives Harvey the illusion of choice and the illusion to cathart his own misery. But he actually does it.
That's a really strong enough.
That's the coin thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how the coin gets scarred is dope.
Yeah. And I forgot that it was with Rachel too.
Yeah.
It wasn't with him. So that's kind of like more connection to him. Also, I love the story between Harvey and Bruce Wayne. Batman. That like Bruce Wayne's looking for, you know, somebody to pass down the mantle. Of course, not really Batman, but like the dude who can protect the city, not just him.
Yeah.
And you see that with, you know, with Harvey Dent here, like he's not willing to kill. He makes his own luck. Of course, when he tosses the coin, it's gonna be heads nonetheless.
Yeah.
He's not gonna kill. But seeing the slow, like not really slow descent, but like the descent of Harvey Dent, like not be, you know, being unworthy for Batman now is kind of hard to watch, but it was also, you know, beautifully written.
Yeah, he was about to straight up kill Polka Dot Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot Polka Dot Man was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in everything.
He was the guy. He's the guy who's wearing Rachel Dawes as an.
Yeah.
He was one of like the.
Oh, you're referring to him as Polka Dot Man. Okay.
I forgot that actually.
I was like, is the character Polka Dot Man in
Yeah,
this
I was
movie?
thinking. I was like, dang, I feel like I'm getting gaslit here. What's going on?
No, I was like, I
feel
couldn't
like
remember the
Calendar
actor's name.
Because like Zaz was here,
Yeah.
like he was in the first movie. Wait, no, he's in this movie.
No,
But,
last
like-
one was Zaz.
Wasn't Zaz on the court? Like, weren't they trying to convict Zaz?
No, for this one, it was Maroney they're trying to convict.
Okay, well, yeah, Victor Zaz was in this, so I kind of thought like it's not too far off that Polka Dot Man would be here. Like, just in the back, please specify David Desmolchin because like he is everywhere.
Yeah,
if you're gonna say Polka Dot Man, can you at least say Polka Dot Man's actor or something? like people are also gonna think differently. They're like, damn, I didn't know Polka Dot Man was in this. I could have never seen
It's
this.
Stingray all over again. Like that's all that is.
Yeah, it's Stinger all over again. Oh
I
my
just don't remember
god.
his name for the life of me. I'm like, what's his name? Dave something? But yeah. I do like Harvey Dent. It's crazy to think that he was almost portrayed by Matt Damon too. I'm like, that'd be interesting.
That would have been so good.
Yeah.
Not gonna that would have been really good.
Yeah, and the fact that he's also in the departure, like, that's funny. But yeah, I like, it's a fascinating descent into madness with Harvey Dent. Like, I hope it turns out well, but like, if you read the comments, like, I don't think it's gonna turn out well.
I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like I can't really talk about this as a movie. Like a lot of comic book movies at this point, if you guys have seen me in a couple of them, the only way I can talk about them rather than accuracy to the, speaking to the character, I just see it as the piece of media that it is. And I don't know, I'm slowly becoming a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies, as if I wasn't kind of already. But the more that I watch his movies, the more I'm kind of like really digging into the way he directs things, the way he pieces his characters and stories together. And everyone is, again, so good. It's just so good. It's just so good to watch. I don't know, it just feels great to watch. And it's not really a turn off your brain kind of movie, but it is just, it's really gripping the same way as, like, let's say, kind of Inception. And it's so confusing. It's just kind of like, wow, like all of these narrative threads are so great. And it just, I don't know, it's just really good. But I can't really speak to it as a Batman story the way as well as Seb can, but
No, I think just more of like just the general descent to madness. Like, you watch this person almost get systematically broken down without him knowing it. Like, you get these little snippets, like how they used to call him Harvey Two-Face because of his temper, and this shit also kind of been being rooted in his like childhood abuse from his dad.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
something they
exactly.
Incorporated,
Mhm.
and like he does lose his temper a lot, and then once he loses the one thing he cares about the most, we lose Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
We completely lose Harvey Dent. And, like, you feel how much this was a loss. Like, they were like, fuck, we were right there. We almost got the guy who could represent, like, truth, justice, and, like, an idealistic Gotham. A better Gotham, and we lost it.
Yeah.
And we don't know whose fault it is.
And we feel, and you kind of, as an audience, you feel, like, I don't know how you guys feel when you watch this. For me, I felt kind of my heart sinking, like, with finding out, so, like, because not only is, like, Harvey Dent kind of, like, it's like, he's not just, we lost a person, but we lost this kind of symbol of what could have been, and it just feels like, oh, shucks, now where is this gonna go? And you feel like the pit in your stomach when you hear bad news. Except you watched it happen, and you're just like, damn, I felt really hard. It felt really, like, it just feels so tragic to watch.
Think about the ending. Like, Joker didn't win, but everyone lost.
No.
Yeah, but, whoa, what did we won. We didn't lose. We won, but at what cost? Kind of, like, the victory is there, but it feels still, like, with everything that had to happen, it felt like, what was the point that, what was the point? Sure, at that point. It just feels like, I kind of walked away from the movie kind of just sitting, like, it's one of those movies where you walk away and you just have to, like, breathe.
Yeah.
Like, you take a breath and it's like, wow, oxygen has never felt this good in a long while, Because it just, because there's something about, and also, oh my god, whenever I watch Heath Ledger on screen as his Joker, I tense. I don't notice it. I never noticed it until a little bit into the movie, after he's been in a couple of scenes, but I tense up. and like physically tense up. And then when he's gone, I kind of just like slump. And it felt like that. But imagine that feeling, but at the end of the movie and just being happy it's over.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh thank God it's over. I want to watch something happy again, please.
It's funny.
You remember the
mention it.
fundraiser scene?
Yeah.
I think Enzo's about to mention this himself.
Yeah.
But Michael Caine actually had lines when Heath Ledger entered. Like, you remember
Oh.
the part where he enters the fundraiser?
Yeah.
Michael Caine was supposed to have lines,
Mm.
but this was the first time he ever saw Heath in full makeup.
Yeah.
And when he saw Heath, he was just so fucking terrified that he didn't say anything.
Yeah. It's like, holy
Keep it rolling.
fuck.
Keep it rolling.
And they just kept it. They just
Yeah.
kept it because, like, the reaction was just so.
Like it was better than you could have expected. Like it's a bet. Like feeling that kind of fear.
Yeah.
You can't emulate that. Like there's
Yeah,
there's
you
the
can't fake
fear
it.
of
You can't
there.
fake
Yeah, you can't fake it. Like sure, you can act it out. You can act as best as you could. But there's something about feeling it deep in your bones, like bone chilling fear that can't be replicated really without the actual thing happening to you. And there's something about like the fear. It's kind of like the fear of the unknown kind of feel because you don't know what he's gonna do. You see him on screen and like you're just saying to yourself like, I know something bad is gonna happen, but how fucked up can it get is the
'cause
issue.
Joker's too much of a wild card to be
Yeah, I don't
shit,
know
what
if
is
you
he gonna
guys
do? He's not
like.
he's not in order.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have ever had this feeling. If you've watched, have you guys watched at least a few episodes of Black Mirror?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Black.
Yeah, so if you've seen a lot of Black Mirror, you know where every time you come into an episode, you always wonder what is
am I
gonna
gonna
be
do?
the twist? What is the twist here? What's gonna mind fuck me and I'm gonna like walk away from it just like
Depressed.
wishing it was over, you know, depressed, exactly. Just depressed, yeah.
I don't trust
You
this
know?
thing in front of me.
And that's how I feel every time he's on screen. I always have to think something is gonna happen. Just how bad can it get though? And the longer the movie goes on, you're like, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get you know, it's a train wreck. But
Yeah.
the wheels are already so oh my gosh.
I love
Wala
that.
lang.
The hospital story where the explosives didn't go off on time and
Yeah,
he's
that
just
was
standing there,
that
like,
was real.
I was gonna mention that
Yeah.
too. Where he's like,
That's why he looked scared when he ran away, because like he didn't expect the explosions to go up the way they did. So you see Heath running into the fucking bus. It's like, oh, okay, that's not acting. He actually didn't
He
expect
actually
it to
gets
go all the way
oh
they did.
shit.
just imagining like he's going like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be here when that happens.
Yeah.
Like he's a little bit too close, and they blew up a legit building for that too, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Like for sure, it was made like out of like plaster and like plywood, but
Yeah, malamang.
amazing. Feet, though.
Um,
No, I mean like poorly.
yeah.
You know, made to blow up. I get what John was saying, made to blow up naman. But like, yeah, I don't know. I also thought, you know, thinking of that, I don't know, it just made me think about, I wonder how often we have how often we have like practical effects nowadays, because, you know, we're kind of in an era of CGI galore. And, you know, it's great for what it needs to do, but I'm also like, damn, I kind of miss the days where we had practical effects too. You know, and seeing it on screen. But I understand the dangers behind blowing up a building and having 100 people on a film set get injured or something. You know, how dangerous that could be.
Well, thank God nobody got injured. But
I mean, we saw what happened to Beep. I think we all, like, we know mishaps on set happen, you know, in recent memory.
yeah, but
So I understand the need for CGI now more than ever.
wait,
Question though.
Yeah.
I already said my favorite Heath Ledger scene. What are your guys' favorite scenes that were like, oh my god, he's amazing?
actually, I was about to get into scenes. All right, but like yeah, my favorite Heath Ledger scene. Damn,
Too much?
I can't. Yeah, there are a lot of scenes where I'm like, ooh, I like this. But I would say though, the interrogation scene where legit, you got nothing on this guy. You could beat the
He
shit
says
out of
so.
him. Yeah.
So, you have nothing.
You have nothing. But I'm gonna play with you because it's fun. I
Yeah.
love that scene. I like this. This is where I'm like, this is a really good Joker. He's crazy, but like, I mean, Joker's
When the
crazy in general.
Joker's not
Yeah,
Why is
I
he
know,
not
right?
crazy?
My bad. Just love it that, hey, the one person that Batman can't scare is the most dangerous person in the entire fucking city right now. And it was like, you feel the weight like, fuck, how am I gonna make him spill? And he just does it. I'm like, the fuck?
I
But,
also, I also love the scene where he takes the cop hostage to the gas, and everybody's like, "What do you want? What are you doing?" And he's like, "I want my phone call."
I want my phone call.
Like, that's funny.
No, I like that scene where he was like, "How many friends did I kill? Of yours did I kill?" And you were like 6. He just does that. I'm like, "Oh, you asshole!"
You asshole. The way you said it make it sound like, ooh, you're such a rascal, you little
Yes.
joker. And you're like, but the man's killed people. Oh, who's gonna tell him?
Yeah. How about you guys?
This time you can go, Edna.
I have 2 particular ones.
Hmm.
One is pencil trick. I found pencil trick really.
Oh no! And I went, you know where? Oh my god, I can't. You just talk about it first, and then I'll say what I thought about it.
As everyone who's been in grade school, we've known that one fucker was dumb enough to get impaled by a pencil. We know at least one fucker who's had a pencil accident in grade school somewhere all the way to high school, right? And like you saw a pencil get driven into someone's skull in the way you never would have expected. But it's not the gruesomeness of this that like is what's cool about it. It's because he's in a room full of crime lords, and he just muscled someone in front of them. He has no fear of them at all, and he knew that he didn't care that killing one of them. Like it's not a crime lord, but like a thug.
It was it was a thug, and it was a beefy thug. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the guy who's technically supposed to pay to protect them,
Yeah.
and he kills the guy paid to protect them.
With
Yeah.
the eraser end, by the way.
Yeah, I mean like it's still a stick, so like,
That's her.
and
It
it's
still
still
hurts.
how precise is this guy to know that he was about to drive this through this guy's eye? He could have missed, but he didn't.
Have you been practicing, sir?
Have you been practicing, sir?
The other
man.
one is the stomach bomb.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was like, wow, the Joker did the impossible. Like, what? Like, dismantle Gotham? No, that's always been possible. The Joker blew up a 3310.
3310?
He stuffed a Nokia phone into a dude's stomach.
Oh, yeah. He finally destroyed it.
It's like, oh my god, Joker's the most powerful man in the universe. He destroyed a 3310. Well,
The
like,
brick.
no, but like, he just had everything in the palm of his hands in this movie. Like, seems like. As a man who claims he's not very chaotic. And yeah, like for Joker scenes, definitely pencil trick because it was just such a fucking boss bitch move to do this in front of crime lords, and also like just the number of things that had to go off for the cell phone bomb to be a thing. Because he said the phone call, and that's what the phone call was, just to detonate the bomb.
Yep.
And he was in control of that entire situation the whole fucking time. Like, there was never a time when he wasn't like, you know, as Nikocado Avocado says it, 2 steps ahead.
That 2 steps ahead. Dude, people are making thirst traps to that, by the way. That's hilarious. No, because the person who originally made the audio, or, you know, if you look at the original, you know, when you do that on TikTok and look at the sounds, somebody said, I made this to see if people would how far this could go viral, or get that the person saying this is Nikocado Avocado, and then people making thirst traps to it. Hilarious. Yeah, that was like their own Joker moment. It's kind of insane.
But how about you, Nina? Any Joker scenes that like?
No, I think it's also honestly at this point, yeah, I would have to double up on the pencil scene because there was something about, again, at this point it's really, you know, this is one of the pivotal scenes where I said, you know, every time he's on screen, you know, what's he gonna do? And there's a point, right, where he has the knife up to the thug's face, and you think he's going to like slash it through. He's like, you know, just give you a smile, whatever, like that, right? But then he completely subverts the expectation. Still hurts the shit out of him, but with a pencil instead. And and I remember that moment I had to pause after it, like way after that scene had happened, had to pause it, and again I just had to take a breath because I said to myself, that's the worst thing. Like I know what it's like to, like, you know, like somebody like hits you with the eraser. It hurts, like it hurts, you know, as a
He
kid.
did pull through
Chummer.
with the knife though. eventually.
Yeah, he
Like
did
Michael
pull through with the
J.
knife eventually, but like the pencil thing was completely out of like left field, and I'm like, I know how that hurts because someone hurt me with a pencil. Charmer. Anyway, not purposefully, but I mean, at some point, you don't remember this. I do.
Save it for Sunday. Save it for Sunday.
No, I will say it now because that's not gonna come up. Oh, the times that we hurt each other in a no, Trevor accidentally hit you in the pencil and it hurt and it went in my skin. And it was like there were
You know, like, can I part of Snorky? Wham!
Yeah, I was like, hello.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you remember, Seb was talking about like, oh, you know, you all know that kid who got impaled or something with a pencil, and Jumper was making a face, and I was making the face looking at him, and I was like, yeah, huh?
Well,
I didn't know
this is
anything
interesting
about this. I
conversation.
didn't
No,
know that.
it wasn't, guys. It's not as bad as you think it is. Like, it's not that he stabbed me, you know. He just kind of like scratched me, and the lead, you know, like sometimes in the lead like goes under your skin just enough.
yeah, it stays in there. Yeah. I was
No,
like,
but it's not enough that it was bleeding or anything, you know. It's like the super duper first layer of your dermis. It's not as bad as you guys think it is.
Anyway, don't stop
Pencil
people
through
with
skin
pencils.
will never not be as bad as I think it is.
Yeah,
I
true.
understand that you didn't get Jesus Christ through your hand, but like, it's
Yeah.
still pencil into body.
Yeah,
I know
not-
it still sucked that I never let Jumper. I just kind of forgot about it, and then I was like, when I saw that scene, I was like,
I'm gonna make sure there's not a single Mongol 2 pencil in anywhere near you when I'm
yeah,
with you.
yeah. But yeah, it was just funny when well, not the situation wasn't funny, but as kids, that was like, really mad. Didn't say sorry.
well,
Here, okay.
speaking of a tense situation, the first time I saw this movie, the ending where the hostages were disguised as the hostage takers and the hostages were the hostage takers were the hostages, and on the boats you had two people like, who do we blow up, the prisoners to save ourselves, or the people who were still like, the prisoners like, do we blow up the civilians to save ourselves? Like, how the fuck is this movie gonna end?
Right? Like, there's too much shit going on. How are they
Yeah.
gonna fix this?
And Harvey then kidnapped Gordon's family. And you're like, fuck sake, no them.
You know, it's like the trolley problem times 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you gotta love how Batman has to be like, shit, how do I fix this problem? What? There's another one. Wait up.
The ending to the bomb thing, I'm like, the first time I saw him, like, he's gonna kill the guy. He's gonna snap the sheriff's neck, and then he just throws it out. Like, oh shit. That's what I know about criminals.
Criminals.
But
How is your like not 20 years old yet ass so familiar with what you think you know criminals?
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, so what do you know about criminals then?
Like, what the fuck have you gone through, bro?
I watched
What
that.
do you? I hope you don't know a lot about criminals, because I would say a lot about you more though than us.
Like, just because you went to high school with me doesn't mean you know what the scum of the universe is like, right?
you gotta love how he's not the scum of the world. It's scum of the universe.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, wow.
I mean, if we think we're the only life in the universe, and you should know, like, that's neither here nor there.
You know, it's not that. You know, that's a whole other discussion we can have
But yeah, the
off
ending was
camera.
pretty tense. Even now, I'm so like, I'm like, wow, I'm so gripped by the situation after all these years later.
Batman gliding into the building of, what's his name again? The
The
guy in
Chinese
Hong Kong.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hong Kong guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
That shit was surreal, seeing the bat glide. I'm like, fuck, that's actually
Yeah, it's
legit,
cool.
really nice scene.
Yeah.
And him infiltrating and using the Fulton system from MGS5. Like, shit, so that's where Hideo Kojima got it from.
I'm like, damn, Batman creates his own international policy. Because he's.
Yeah.
Anong jurisdiction? I am billionaire, I can afford the plane.
I feel. Oh my god, I don't know. If there's one thing that my mic. Okay. If there's one thing that I really appreciate Christopher Nolan movies, is that they're really, really like beautiful. This is
It's definitely
amazing.
made for a very specific audience.
Yeah.
Like, there are a
Audience,
lot of
yeah.
moments where I watch Christopher Nolan and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Get it. We get it, you're profound and shit. Like, here's your deconstructed coffee, you asshole. Like,
Yeah, it feels like that, but it does. It does.
I I respect his shit. I respect the shit, but like I am never gonna go like he's my favorite director.
No, I don't. I don't think
Yeah.
I could personally do that either. It feels too
Not my
annoying.
favorite director.
He's a guy who will never let you have fun. But like,
I mean, he's good. You know, it's the kind of thing where he's good at what he does, but you don't want to give him the satisfaction of telling him to his face.
yeah, he's that guy who has 3 a.m. conversations with you at like noon. Like
Agreed.
anything and just like
Or the ass
digest the meaning. Yeah.
So
But dude, like, can't we just have fun, man? And like,
Yeah.
he's talking about all these things, and you're like
While
in the
he's
grocery
pushing his
store.
Fast and Furious movies, his Blu-ray of Fast and Furious away, hiding it away.
Like you owe me a 10-second card. The concept of 10 seconds is simply perception. We have no reason to believe that today is actually Thursday.
The worst part is I know someone like that, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
God.
oh god.
but are we on negatives now? Are we on negatives?
No, I mean, you guys
Oh,
can, yeah.
yes, man, yeah.
If we are, the
The
action is
bossy.
incoherent as fuck.
That's true.
That's true.
Like, really, your climatic battle with Joker involves puppies, puppy dogs. Like, really, is that a fist
Let's be
fight?
fair, those weren't puppy dogs.
Those
Those were
were
full-on
puppy dogs.
Rottweilers.
Those are Rottweilers. Like, I
Just
just want.
because Joker brought in the canine unit doesn't mean it was cute. It wasn't like he was throwing Shih Tzus at him.
Okay, I will agree. Like it is incoherent. Like Kyle was thinking, like maybe Joker would have just pulled out the pistol and shot Batman's kneecaps while the dogs were mauling him. I'm like,
Yeah.
could have ended it
At this
quicker,
point-
kept him alive.
Honestly, at this point, I thought it was my problem. Like, I thought it was a me problem that I couldn't keep up with it. Because I have a hard time in general with action scenes. Because you know me, I have ADHD, so when I see a lot on the screen, sometimes I blank out, and I'm
No.
like, huh. I
It's
thought it was my
textbook.
problem, so I didn't think about it.
It's textbook bad action. Like
Yeah.
this movie, these action scenes had more cuts than a teenager in 2006. Like
Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. No.
what I'm saying is just way too many cuts for it
Yeah.
to be reasonable to be a good Batman, but these action scenes were so bad. Like if the story
Yeah.
wasn't so good, this movie would suck. Like action wise, terrible fucking movie. Anything you saw, like Batman doing physically was so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
wasn't good. So like
Uh,
big negative was the action.
The
I
club
will
scene.
say the club scene was actually cool. Not gonna lie, the club scene was kind of
I thought there were too many cuts there too. Like,
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of
my
cuts.
eyes are bleeding.
a lot of cuts. But like, I will say the choreography there was done way better compared to
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be?
Dark
that's
Knight
his fighting
Rises.
style. I hate
Oh,
this.
the elbows thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
Dude, he's just preparing for the Dempsey role. Relax.
you just see Joker going like this.
No.
But I will say the scene with the SWAT team, him tying them all up, that was good.
That was cool.
That was a good.
But the opening, I'm like, there are so many cuts. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes, so bad. Him landing on Scarecrow's van though, that was sick.
Yeah, but like him grabbing the gun and then it cuts to another angle and it comes back to him like, stop it! Please.
Stop it.
Can you imagine him landing on Scarecrow's van? He's like, "Fuck my knee." That's way too high for it to be comfortable. Like
Yeah.
the landing should have told me, "Fuck my knee, ow, ow, ow." I mean,
No one should.
Batman.
No one should survive that.
Like the immediate drop. He like boom, then falls to the side of the van.
He curls up into fetal position, just going.
It's just Peter going. Action. If the story sucked, the action would have sucked, and the movie would have sucked.
Yeah.
Thankfully, story was good, acting was amazing, and sure, action was.
Stop
Okay.
leaving it up to Christopher Nolan to teach people how to punch. Like, just don't include any action in your movies.
Agreed.
Like,
Uh,
get whatever choreographer Jack Snyder's using for your next movie.
Yeah, just get that guy, whoever it is.
Yeah, just get that
guy.
guy.
Just get that.
Yeah, guys. It's so hard. It's Hollywood. Y'all can do it. Y'all have money.
Yeah, and I gotta
Yeah,
say, also the car chase scenes was really good with the bazooka and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
The cop running a commentary is hilarious though. Like, is that a bazooka? Oh shit!
Oh, randomly, I do also have to point out one of my other favorite jokes. Hit me!
Hit me!
Oh!
Yeah, hit me. Hit me.
And then Batman just going, oh, like, wow, this is kind of funny.
And failing at the Akira slide.
Like, damn, Batman whites out pretty hard in this one.
Yeah. But anyway, what would you guys rate this movie?
The highest I can go is 8. 8. Good acting, great characters. Action-wise, it's... But aside from that, I like this movie.
Okay. Yeah. How about you, Seb?
8.5. Like, that's about as high as I'll go for a Nolan film.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's just a really good story. And this created, like, Joker's been played by a lot of people. But it wasn't until Ledger
Thing that you
the
want
Joker
to act
role
out at
became,
some
like,
point.
something to be coveted. Yeah. Like, it was happening, and, like, Jack Nicholson did it really well. But, like, no one went, oh, you're the Joker, this is
Yeah,
really
okay.
important, until it was Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
He created an entire
Agreed,
legacy
agreed.
for this role. And the things they did story-wise, completely revolutionary, especially for the time. Like, they set a standard for what the comic book medium can create in the big screen.
Yeah.
And for that, it's an 8.5. Story-wise, this is the best of the trilogy. But it's not without its flaws. I still think that, like, Batman Begins is the best overall Batman movie from the 3. But Dark Knight, story-wise, it's just way too revolutionary for me not to go up to an 8.5. Like, I know Enzo, like, Rick Harrison did, and, well, like, best I could do is 8. But, like, it makes sense for a movie this revolutionary to at least get an 8.5 out of me. And also, this was, like, the last thing Heath Ledger ever did that, like, really hit right with everybody, so... Yeah.
How about you, Nina?
I think I can also give it an 8 comfortably. Up on what Seb said, up on the action with what Enzo said. And I think also another point to add is that I feel like The Dark Knight was for, this trilogy in general, for a lot of us growing up, before we knew about great movies, was the Batman movie for us in our time. Like, of course, it's not like we were born for the Burton movies or anything. But, but I'm just saying, like, for a lot of us, it was a pivotal, like, oh, the Batman, this is what we know about Batman. Whoa, oh my god. Superhero movies growing up. And that's how I came into this Dark Knight. More like catch up, because again, I was 8 and I wasn't allowed to watch it anyway. But I thought, you know what, I might as well watch a movie that a lot of people seem to love and seem to have defined Batman for the longest time. Because after that, it was Batfleck, right? After this was for live action, it was Batfleck, and that's what? How many years since the third movie of the trilogy, right?
Like
Between, sorry?
8 years, 6 years?
Yeah,
10 years.
then it's a whole decade before we get anything else, because I would like to think, for what it was worth, Christopher Nolan really took that Batman and kind of said, hey, here, it may not be the Batman story from, like, let's say, the comics, but it did its job, and we were kind of happy with it for the longest time until we got Batfleck and they decided, let's do DC stuff.
Were we asking how many years it's been since Dark Knight Rises, or were we asking...
No, between
Rises and
Bale's
BBS?
and
Oh,
yeah, Bale's
Yeah,
and
about
6 years.
4 years.
4 years, sorry, 4 years.
4 years,
2016,
okay.
2011 to 2016. Yeah, 4 years.
That's 5.
Still.
11.
Yeah, 2011.
Rises was 12. Rises was 12.
Oh,
2016.
Yeah.
It's 5 years.
That's 5 years. 6 minus 5.
But yeah, don't say 11. I'm like, huh?
Sige.
6 minus 1 is 5, so...
Yeah,
5 years.
yeah, bro. It's okay.
We see him walking in and out.
I'm just googling the cast. You know how I am. I google the cast of The Dark Knight or whatever movie we're doing at the time to see what I can get up.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I feel like for a while it defined our generation's version of Batman, like the way that we thought and so yeah, that's it. I comfortably give it an 8.
For me, I'm on the same boat with Seb. It's an 8.5 for me because this is my first one. This is my first Batman movie where I was like, I'm into Batman. I'm like
I'm
really,
into
really into Batman. Like I need to train so I can fight that bully in school. And then
Do we have any unresolved problems?
I think there's another bully that we're thinking of is the issue.
All right, so I was in the top. All right, that's fine.
No, because
You
also
were- you were still a bully, but like you weren't my
I thought
you weren't because the thing is you were a bully, but you weren't the bully to us.
I was too busy with people my own age.
Yeah, that's the issue, you know? That's the issue, right? Like, you were busy bullying people your own age. So,
But
Joe...
I cared. I still gave you the time I could, you know?
Yeah, you know, every once in a while. But the
I
thing
mean,
is, you know,
he cares.
it wasn't like a reign of terror the way, like, you're, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a reign of terror. It's just kind of like an attack here and there, but it doesn't really mean, like, you were an over-imposing figure to us at the time.
You were like the equivalent of Swiper with Dora. You were here to there.
I thought I did a way better job.
No, hear me out, okay? When you were regularly interacting with us, that's a different story. But we're talking. I think I know what Jobber is talking about when I say that there was a bully that we had regular day-to-day interactions with.
It was the Batman film that was like, okay, I need to be stronger. I need to be, you know, I have to work out. And yeah, sure, some of the stuff like flew over my head, like the deeper meanings. But as I grew up, I started to like, you know, look into it a little bit more. And yeah, this is a beautiful film done by amazing people. Sure, Nolan's a little bit, you know, his head up his ass from time to time, but like, it's still an amazing film. Yeah, it's 8.5 out of 10. Yeah.
All right, I think you can take it away from here then, Joba.
So, did you guys like the movie? Did you not? Leave it down in the comments below. And if you guys like us, leave us a like. Subscribe, ring the bell icon if you want to be notified. You can find us at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. Write it down in the comments, Seb. But yeah, you can find
You
us
see a
at...
comment from me, this movie is shit.
I hate Christopher Nolan.
And I was in the review. That one motherfucker in the blue shirt don't know what he's talking about. It's a shit movie.
I'm also in a blue shirt, Wyatt.
That dude with Akashi and Bokuto behind. I don't know what he's talking about. He's shit. Fucking Boba Fett helmet background asshole. Like,
Why is that so funny?
just completely talking shit about myself.
Anyway, I think Joa.
you can find us at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates. You can also find us on Discord by the same name, and you can find me at JomGOM on Instagram. It is my art account. How about you guys?
Go, Enzo.
Individually, you can find me at Indalphus995 on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, you guys can find me at Naina on Instagram.
I know, it's so tough.
And on Twitch. Sam, you have the most to plug, so you should go last, really.
Alright, I stream along with my friends, including the lady who owns this room at facebook.com/slurpmedia, SLURRP. Also find me on Instagram at SebTheHarmacist, which is my gamer tag. So if you guys play Fortnite and shit, and like Dead by Daylight, hit me up on that shit. And you can also find me on Twitter at SebSoriano835.
Yay!
Everyone who watches this video, please stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated, and a boost for fuck's sake. But yeah, please be safe out there, and thank you for watching our video.
Bye.
Jason Garrett's out there.
Bye!